listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Dancing with the Stars After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Dancing with the Stars After Show.
Good evening, everyone. We are here at AFTERBUZZ TV. It is Dancing with the Stars, and that's exactly what's going on here. A lot of shimmying and shaking going on in the studio. It is week 10. I'm Kristyn Burtt. I am glad to say that the gang is all here.
Yeah, we are.
Not only are we going to all be here this week, we're also going to be here next week. So, yeah, it's a good way to wrap up the season here. To my right, Anna Trebunskaya.
Hi, y'all.
How was your baby moon?
Fantastic.
Your baby bump is adorable.
Thank God. I know. It's out there in the cyber with all the pictures of it.
You looked amazing. I will tell you, I don't even look like that, and I'm not pregnant, so I'm jealous. No, she looks great.
She does. Thank you.
She looks just
Hot
beautiful.
mama.
Hot mama.
Ow!
Right across from me, guess what? It's Jake DuPree.
Hi, I'm Jake DuPree.
Oh my God.
To his left is Suri Serano.
Hi, everybody.
And joining us in studio, he's back in the U.S. It's Julz Tocker.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
Lots of fan requests to get Julz back on the show, and so we
Right.
are so glad that you are here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Good to be back, and I'm on the couch tonight.
On the Victor Ortiz couch, as we like to call it.
All right.
Now, you were in studio last night, and you were at the show last night too, right?
I did not go to the show, but I did go to the after party.
All right, so you got good stories too.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
going to kick it off by talking about that Mandy Moore opening number. You know, there were some things that I really liked about it. Some of the circle work, she utilized the stairs. She's always good about using the entire studio, the space, and she choreographs well for TV. So for those of us watching at home, it's always really a visual treat. Yeah. What'd you guys think?
I loved it. I know that some of y'all have different opinions about it, but I am a visual, theatrical person, as you know. I loved the costumes and the masks and everything like that. I do know a little bit inside scoop that some of the pros were battling about their positioning and where they were going to be.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not going to name names.
You know what? I thought about that. There are a couple of
Really?
moments, the shots that I'm like, why is this? Why is this person there? And
Yeah.
kind of, like I had that idea,
a
but
lot of pouting going on.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drama.
wanted to
Let's
share that.
speculate who was
Well-
pouting.
I'll tell you after. Not y'all.
What did you think, Julz?
I enjoyed it. To be honest, I enjoyed it. Like you guys just said, I love how she uses the whole space and the entrance and exits and the changes and everything. I thought it was really cool. And again, the costumes, I love the idea, and the masks, and then they rip off the skirts. I always love that. But
Guys always love ripping off the skirts.
I always love a costume change on the floor, you know.
Yeah.
And in the audience, there was a great energy and stuff as well. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I really liked it.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, masquerade and ripping off the skirts and all that. It just always reminds me to Madonna MTV Music Video Awards with Vogue, and which is my favorite. It's my very, very guilty pleasure. I watch it sometimes.
So there you go.
Just
You're holding it to a
to-
high Madonna
I do,
standard.
yeah, I do. But I did like the fact that it was like a little bit of ballroom involved as well, which was
I did like that
cool.
actually. Nice to see some
A
ballroom.
little Vinny's waltz in there, and then they like went into more that, which is jazz, I guess.
I would say jazz.
Yeah.
Such an open
It's a specialty.
interpretation of jazz these days.
Yeah.
I don't really know. It really is.
I mean, what is it?
Jazz is anything you can't like put into a box
all
anymore.
that jazz.
Exactly. Fossey's probably rolling in his grave right now.
know.
Let's kick it off because this was the plugged unplugged tonight, and I thought this was kind of a cool concept.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very unique interpretation of music, and it was nice to see the celebrities have to sort of learn to interpret music with the same lyrics, but different beats and everything else. So we kick off the night with Leah and Tony doing the Paso Doble. Their song was Lady Gaga's Bad Romance. Jake, what'd you think?
I actually was really satisfied with this dance. I thought that I agree with the judges that I think that she needed to come out more. And again, Carrie Ann always points out, you're so on fire whenever it's just you, but when you dance, something holds you back a little bit, and I think she gets kind of stuck in her limbs, like some of them, they don't extend, but I will say that I was very, very happy with that dance. I thought that she's improved a lot. I was honestly shocked to see her go this week. I mean, I thought it would either be her or Bill, but I don't know. I think she's a better dancer than Bill, but
Yes.
I mean, I think his fan
Absolutely.
base is incredible, and I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the finale.
Well, freestyle. What did you see in studio? Because it's always different than watching it on TV.
I mean, I felt like it was a safe performance. And to be honest, like both performances of hers last night, I thought both were kind of quite safe. And I said, like I tweeted, I said clean, clear, and under control. But to be in the final and to get a top spot, you're gonna have to push it more, baby. Like it needed a little bit more. I wanted more attack through the passer and like the body, like
More
get in there a little
commitment.
bit more. You know, it was clean and clear, and her lines and shapes were, you know, were nice and good and correct. But it's not. Again, maybe it's not so easy for her to really get out there when
Like
she's
go.
It was
uncomfortable.
just so odd because she's such a. People were like, I mean, judges were like, you need to be more passionate, you need to be more emotional. I'm like, she's a world-class actress.
Yeah.
She's very emotional and passionate, and she has a lot of feelings. But it's
Look at
just
the packages. I mean, you see it.
You see the
yeah, her
fire.
personality is fantastic. So, but it's something to do with translating that into movement of the body.
Yeah, it's different.
It's not just here. It's got to be in here, and then, like you said, all the way through the end of the fingers. And I just didn't feel that in her paso. I felt her upper body was very stiff. It was very empty. It's like she was trying to control it way too much. But I do think her footwork was really great. She was very balanced.
Did you think her
There's one-
speed was better?
Her
I
speed.
thought
Yeah.
her speed. I
Crisp.
noticed that.
Nice.
She was much cleaner.
On her
actually.
feet a bit more, maybe. On her legs a little bit more,
Yeah.
maybe.
What do you think, Suri?
I don't disagree with everything that you're saying. However, I totally, completely, fully stand by what I thought of her numbers last week, as well as this particular number this week. I do think she's better than Bill.
Yes.
I think Bill should have been the one that went home. I'm not upset either way or strong feelings or either way, but I do think she was better. And now I'm looking at last night when I watched that number, I'm looking at from where she started all through the season.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I know I'm not going to nitpick the technicalities like you have, and which are all true, but I actually really enjoyed it, and I was really applauding her for what she's been able to accomplish.
I think this was
Yeah.
the better dance of the night. I think most
Yes.
dancers had not everyone did their first dance very well, and I thought that this was her better dance of the night.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I don't know. And
Also
speed has
was.
been a thing with me all season long with her, and I felt like, oh my gosh, she's getting it. She's really starting to move at least, even if it was a safe performance.
You can feel her confidence.
Yeah.
It's grown so much this season, and I think that's one of the most enjoyable things about her.
Yes.
Being on the show.
We had 4 8s this week because guess what? Max was here.
Yeah.
Are you going to be doing some Max imitations? Because you have some really good ones from a few weeks ago.
Is that so? I haven't heard of
mean,
these.
it was great to see him. It was kind of like this was probably the most positive I've ever seen of Max.
I agree.
100%.
It's the most positive and nice and encouraging. I just don't think we get to see this side of him very often when he's training with a celebrity, just because throughout the years he was always like the tough Russian, mean, kind of sexy man
that's
who, you know.
That's part of his personality.
That is part of his
That is.
personality, but his other part is also he's a really good coach, and he's encouraging and he knows what he's talking about. So it was nice to see that side of him, and I
The
think
softer side of Max.
it's not
It was.
softer. So he wasn't like soft, but
But he was friendlier. I think there was a
was-
warmth that we
was
hadn't
friendly.
seen.
right. But he was also not under the radar. You know, it wasn't about him and his performance, and it wasn't
of course
directed at him. So he never had to put this tough man kind of a thing.
He didn't have to protect himself or,
he
or
didn't
his
have
celebrity.
to protect himself.
He-
yeah,
you know, it
or
was on the other
his
fence, exactly.
student,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
his student, his partner. So he was much more relaxed and much more comfortable. And now we know when Max is comfortable, he's actually nice.
We like it. And he sat next to Bruno, which made it for good television.
I know.
That was amazing.
That was,
That was the best
funny.
because Bruno was like, you knew you were like 5, 4, 3, 2. Here's the touch. So
Ah.
you knew Bruno was gonna have to like hug him or touch him or something.
Basically, he kind of harassed him throughout the show.
Sitting behind those judges, it was
I mean,
pretty disturbing. I'm sorry.
who knows?
Like, come on now.
Yeah, who knows what was happening
Below
during
the
commercial
waist.
breaks.
Oh,
Yes.
well, yeah.
During commercial breaks, I don't know.
Holy cow.
sorry.
If no one noticed, Julz was sitting behind Carrie Ann Inaba,
That was
looking very
awesome.
dapper in your bow tie.
Why, thank you. I was going to wear it tonight just for fun, but it's a bit hot in here.
Corbin and Karina in the tango. Their song was, this is the longest song title ever, My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark, otherwise known as Light 'em Up. So we're going to call it Light 'em Up. It has a subtitle. But, you know, they had a lot of adrenaline going on. You could see it. This is the semifinals. I'm just calling it semifinals adrenaline.
I mean, there were flames, and it was crazy and cuckoo. I really like. I mean, his second dance for me is one of the best rumbas that I've seen on the show. Period. This dance, I was just like, ugh, it was like so much attack, not enough finesse for me. I sound like Lynn right now. Not enough finesse, but that like
It was not enough finesse.
That's what I thought.
Wasn't your cup of tea?
It was one of my favorite numbers of the season.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the footwork was a little sloppy. And
I don't pay attention to some of the details that you guys
What does that say
true,
about her?
true.
I pay attention to the overall.
And non-stop. That's how she likes
I am a
it.
Scorpio, you know. I like aggression and attack.
All right.
And I did.
We're now the AfterBuzz TV dating service. Julz, are you available?
I am single. Yes, I am single.
By the way, she's single.
Sign him up. Sign him up.
Reach out to Kristyn on her website. No,
And the
don't.
best way to contact her is give us 5 stars on our podcast.
No, but I did. I really enjoyed it. I did. I love the attack. They're so good. I actually think they're gonna win.
I do too, I think. So.
What? I don't.
It's a possibility.
I think definitely
Let's
between her
remember,
and
the
Jack.
fans wait for that freestyle all season long,
Yeah.
and people have won and lost off of that freestyle.
True.
What
Yeah.
did you think seeing it live?
I kind of agreed with Len a little bit. It was like smack bang wallop. I want to just pull back just a couple of parts to like enjoy it a little bit more, because it was like, I mean, he was wearing like a leather with fire, and she was in this beautiful full-on dress, and we had the fire on the stage, and we had the crazy choreography. He stood up, held a frame though. I thought he did a great job, you know, but it was a crazy full-on attacked dance,
Intense.
and maybe that was the goal, to show them, hey, I'm here for that final.
Right.
I'm here to win. It showed he wanted to be there in that final.
I don't think it was just him though. I mean, it's Karina.
Oh yeah, for
Attacking.
sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah, come on.
both of them.
But it's both of them for
she's
sure.
like that too.
Yeah, she's absolutely. She's a maniac on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just like, whoa, what's happening here? Because there was just so much content. It was, and Max said that, and I'm actually glad he mentioned. He's like, the content was enough for 2 routines. I do feel that if they would, he's so good that sometimes when things are so packed, our eye is not able to register how good he really is. And to me, there was a bit of a sacrifice of his dance ability and quality for the effect of the routine. It's like they literally had to hit every single beat of the song.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't like, 1 and 2, 5, 6, 7. It was like, and the 5 and the 6 and the 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 5. 1, 2, 3. It was like,
throw this
whoa,
in.
whoa. And it was like, and bam. And then here she goes. And here's her leg. And here's his arms. It's like, it was just like this constant.
But then in saying that,
It
it's
was
nice
like
to
an
see something
abstract
different.
picture.
Yes. Thank you,
Because
Julz.
if we had
Thank
the
you.
same thing every single routine, everyone doing the same sort of routine, not monotone, I'm not saying that, but it was nice to see a little bit of crash bang
Yes.
wallop as well, even though
Yes.
maybe it wasn't the perfect thing.
I agree.
And we're
I'm with
talking
Julz.
about Corbin, like his level is way
Because
up
we can
here.
nitpick him.
Yeah.
That's the fun part.
It
about
reminded
This is
me
great.
of that artist, like, what is that artist? Gosh, he's very famous painter who started doing the slaps.
Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock.
That's
Yeah.
it. Reminded me of a Pollock picture painting in red.
In red. I love it.
It's hard to register. Sometimes.
Yes, but as they say about Pollock, even though it looks like it's a mess, he planned every single little drop. So I'm sure they did the same. Look at that.
And moving along, lovely.
Wisdom, I know. Let's talk about their score. 9, 8, 9, 9. Len was the one that gave him the 8. The total was 35
Yeah,
for their
Len
tango.
couldn't handle it. I can see. He probably gave him indigestion.
Len is having a tough season. Len's a little crankier than prior seasons.
He is.
And the rumor is that he's retiring after this season, so we're going to see what
He's
happens.
tired. He's really tired.
Well, come on, traveling back and forth from London to America
So you have to
every
do
week.
strictly
I mean, he ain't 35 years old. He's like
69.
99. No,
But
how
here's the
much?
question.
69.
Here's the
69.
question. Who do you want to replace him?
Oh, that's going to open up a whole other can of worms. Maybe
know.
we need to do another
we're
show
not
about
gonna have
that.
enough time for
Yeah,
this.
here's what this
Shirley
is.
Ballas.
I said Shirley
Oh,
Ballas
yes,
too.
that'd be awesome.
But then you have to balance it out because people will say, well, Mark's on the show, so then you add Max
She's
in.
fair enough. We know her. She's fair, super
is.
on
Yeah. I
think
point,
Max would be a
direct.
fun
Like
judge all
she's
the
not
time.
going to be partial. No,
Max.
I don't know. I liked him in that.
I enjoyed having him on there last
I
night,
did.
to be honest.
Yeah.
I would not want to watch the show.
I would love somebody.
And he
with-
looks good on the panel. So
Sorry.
I was like,
No, it's okay.
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's
does
honest.
look good on the
Yeah.
panel.
He was all clean shaven. I haven't seen him clean shaven in a while. Jack and Cheryl doing jazz to Roxanne.
I love that
Jake,
song.
what is it? What was going on?
I love him. His second dance for me was everything. That it was like the culmination of this entire season was that second
But we
dance.
were talking about jazz.
But the
Jazz.
first, the jazz.
Get to the jazz.
I'm getting there. Calm the hell down. So here we go. I was not.
trying to
I
be
thought that
positive.
he didn't have the content. Like it was all about her, and I get it. And she did. I was only watching her because she was
Yeah.
fabulous in that outfit and everything. But him, I was waiting for him to have a moment where he was breaking free from her. But I feel like he was just holding her up the whole time.
He was, but I think that was done on purpose because it's not his strength. Jazz isn't his strength, and she
We've
was
seen that he can
choreographing
handle
around
that
what he
stuff,
is.
though. Like he can handle choreography, and I wanted
They
to
say
see
the
that.
man is the frame and the lady is the portrait. So I mean,
Not in jazz. Jazz is like, yeah, it's free
Jazz,
form,
come on,
let's
it should
go.
be-
Yeah.
Remember, we think jazz is anything now.
No, I really-
He had nice like cross the floor work though. They had like a nice little sequence.
boom, boom,
It was
boom.
very
the drag
80s
run?
jazz.
I liked it.
It was
Uh-huh.
great.
I liked it. I like that. I've liked Jack the whole season from the beginning through now. But I do think it was just choreographed that way because it wasn't going to be his best.
and can we just say his health the last few weeks?
Gosh.
I mean, that's
He can't come and pump out a full on,
Right.
boom, boom, boom,
And
boom
Henry
routine.
did
This is not
stay
easy.
in studio for rehearsal this week with them. It wasn't shown in the package, but he
Who
was
did?
there. Henry
Henry.
was there.
Oh, I see.
And Jack was watching sometimes, so
Yeah.
he had a tough week.
Yeah, and same for Cheryl. I was talking to her
incredible.
last night, and I just said, you are doing such an awesome job,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
dealing with this whole thing. You're like the psychologist as well. You have to be everything to help and
Yeah.
to make sure that they're supported and they're okay. So it's not an easy job, especially having jazz.
Yeah, Anna, what do you think?
I think he did fantastic for the week that he had. I mean, it was a very emotional week. I'm sure he was very scared. He's like he said. I mean, he looked like so bummed, like I was doing so fine the whole season, and all of a sudden, right before the finale, it's hitting me again. And he knew it wasn't just some kind of funny thing. He knew exactly what was going on. So I think emotionally and mentally, it was a very tough week. And I'm just so glad that he kind of put it all aside. He went out there and he had a great performance. Was it the best jazz routine ever? No, he wasn't. Was he the best jazz dancer? Absolutely not. But I still adore him. I think he's the cutest teletype jazz
We
dancer
love
ever.
him. And Mama Osborne like sobbing in the audience.
I know, like her mascara is
She sobs
running.
every week. But I would too if I was.
Yeah, and
But if you would, wouldn't you wear waterproof mascara at this point?
No, it's all full of drama. Come on. Come on. That was all set.
8-8. Score was 8-8-9-8. Max gave the 9 in this time around 33.
I was happy he got that 9.
Yeah, I thought that was nice. We go on to Bill and Emma doing the cha-cha to I'm Sexy and I Know It.
Gosh, that song.
Fabulous.
I knew it was party rock before they even.
I thought this song's gonna be gone and it's back again and it's
know,
back in
right?
my mind.
I love
It's
this
like-
song.
Of course!
Jules started to dance over there on the couch.
Tell us what you think about the cha-cha.
This looked a little hard for him this
Yeah.
week, for sure. I love the song. I love what Emma did with it. Costumes and everything was crazy and funny, kind of like the same as the video clips, I think. Cha-cha content, I'm not sure how much there was in there.
There wasn't
But
much cha-cha.
Again, he had this groin problem.
A
The
groin
two
pull is
dances. But we're at the time of the season where, we're getting fatigued now. It's been nine weeks,
Yeah.
10 weeks. It happens every season. We see it. Or even
Plus-
some of the pros. I mean,
Yeah.
you're getting tired and fatigued, and it happens. So you've got to sometimes you forget about that, and you've got to put that into the practice and go,
Yeah.
geez, let's be careful. So, okay, wasn't the most out there cha-cha that I've seen in my
You
life.
know what? To be honest with you, for a semifinal, it was not a good cha-cha.
Yeah.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry. It was entertaining. It was fun. It was,
Character-driven.
everything that we love about Billy was there. But
Yeah.
for the actual cha-cha, for the semifinal,
I agree.
He missed a few bits and
and then
pieces.
he got what?
Sorry, brother.
He got the score
Sevens.
7s. I mean, he got the lowest score for that cha-cha. I think that was the lowest scoring dance of the whole,
It was.
Yeah.
show. And kind of, I don't think he deserved bigger. I'm sorry.
No, and I don't think anyone would disagree on the scores on that at all. I mean, because you have to do kind of a character-driven number for him oftentimes, because that's what works
all the time.
It's what the fans respond to. He does his little like head bobs, and it's funny and it's cute, and people like it, and that's why he's here.
Yeah.
He's the people's champion.
The good thing, though, I have to say, he messed up a couple times during the cha-cha.
Got off rhythm, yeah.
He got off rhythm. He got too early.
Just a couple
He
of
messed up
locks.
footwork like maybe 3 times, but he kept going. He got on. He
never gives up.
He never gives up, and he never lost like the fun of it.
Yeah.
Which is so important, because I think you can get. I mean, even a professional dancer, you can get discouraged when you're like, I didn't nail that turn or something. It could get to you, but it never does to him. And then seeing him after at the party, he was just the happiest guy ever. Like,
it was awesome.
I just went to see a football game. Like, I didn't just dance in bright blue spandex in front of millions of people. I was like, just jolly good. No, so I'm like, all right, good for you, man. He's great.
I like Bill too. I've liked him all season. However, he completely fell flat for me in both this week. So I thought he should have been the one to go home. Excuse me. But I would agree with y'all and everything that you said about it.
Yeah, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one nice thing is that he's just turned himself over to the process and been so open and just shown his heart, and that's what people
And
have
his connection with
responded to.
Emma is gorgeous. I loved watching the two of them. I feel like they just connect with each other, and it's beautiful.
How can't you
It's
connect with
beautiful.
Emma? I mean, she's a beautiful,
And in that
beautiful soul.
and this, I'm
Love
sorry
you.
to go ahead, but the second dance.
Oh, the outfit?
I have to talk about her
We will
body.
get
We'll
there.
get there. We'll get there.
We'll
I'm
get
sorry. I'm
there.
sorry. I'm
We'll
sorry.
get
I'm sorry.
there.
I just get
I'm
overheated.
going to rein Jake back in.
I'm sorry.
Come back.
I'm ruining the show. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Back to the buzz. Back to the buzz.
I love you,
Second
Jake.
week in a row.
No. Okay, let's get
Negative.
Let's get to the next dance. Amber and Derek doing jazz. It is Locked Out of Heaven. This was cool. I have to say, for So You Think You Can Dance fans, did it remind you of Sean Cheeseman's table dance?
Completely.
I can't remember that.
Yeah.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
it was done this past season, and then it was also done on another season of So You Think You Can Dance Canada, and I immediately went right there. And so I just wanted to see if anyone else had.
Well,
had
again,
that.
we're dealing. I'm not sure about that, but again, we're dealing with the injury thing again.
Yeah.
So he had to come up with something that's going to be easy and not straining her, and what can you do? Maybe
it
sometimes
was
you got to
smart.
look at that. Yeah.
It was smart choreography.
And
doing it that
Derek's
way.
clever with that as well, with his celebrities. Like he's very clever to design everything for them and their personality and what they can handle, what they can do.
He's got that eye that I think is a talent. It's a gift. Yeah.
He's clever, period. I still am a Derek fan. I love watching anything he comes up with. I enjoyed the number, definitely. But Amber's not at the forefront for me anymore.
Huh.
She's not. I know that she's good, and I can see why everybody loves her and thinks she could potentially win, and she could. We know it's politics. And
Last week I was really disappointed in her. I just felt like it wasn't at the level that I thought that she should be at this point in the competition. But last night I was actually really, really impressed by her. I loved this number because I love jazz and contemporary, of course, because that's what I do. But I just thought it was smart and interesting and sexy. I wish there had been a little bit more content when the traveling, but I'm glad they used the space because I've been critiquing them for saying that they're stuck in a space. But she's injured, and I understand that.
She had fire though. I think that the fire we haven't seen the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
I saw it last night.
She
and I
had
thought
new
that was
lease on
really
the
good.
show last night. I think she was ready rock and roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she knew it. She's like, I'm gonna get into those finals. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. What do you think, Anna?
I liked it. I mean, it was definitely reminded me of that routine on So You Think You Can Dance from last season. But she executed it beautifully. I loved the humor in it as well. It was just a really fun mix of. It looked to me like black and white comic book in a way, which is great. I do agree. She had much more commitment. She had more fire under her. I think she's encouraged that her knees are just. It's almost like she got used to the pain and she's over it now. It's okay, whatever. I'll just go on. I loved it. I thought it was very clever.
Yeah, a little Fosse Pippin too. Magic to do.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah,
I
a
would
little
say.
bit of that too. There was a lot. 10, 10, 9, 10. So Max was the dissenting vote on that one, but a 39, which is an amazing score. So
That's phenomenal.
there you have it. Before we go into the second set of dances, which is unplugged, we already plugged, we just want to remind everyone that iTunes is the place to go if you are listening to the podcast. If you want to listen to it on your iPhone or your Droid or whatever you do, remember it's podcast with an S. If you're rating us, 5 stars is always good. There you go. Maybe that's 10. 11, 12, 15, 20. Okay. Thank you guys for watching and listening to us each and every week. We sure appreciate that.
Love y'all.
We do.
Jill.
Now let's get into the Leah and Tony doing the Argentine tango.
Ooh.
Yes, and this was kind of fun because they showed a little bit more about the personal side to everyone.
Yes.
And did everyone notice Halle Berry in her living dolls?
Yes.
No.
I remember the show.
Yeah.
I watched the show.
Did you really?
I did.
Really?
So I don't think it was on very
Really?
long. Was it on for a whole season or half a season or?
That I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's going way back. But I did watch it when it was on.
She and Oscar winner Halle Berry were there together. That's kind of fun.
good.
And it's interesting to also watch the packages. You see Leah in week 1 to now. She is fit. She looks
yeah, she is.
She
lost
looks
a lot of weight.
awesome.
She looks
She
great.
She looks
looks
awesome.
lean and mean. I love it. So I'm glad to hear
Very
because I know
proud
that was
of
one
her.
of her
Yeah.
goals. So
Sure.
Yeah.
awesome. What did you think of her Argentine tango?
Honestly, I don't really necessarily remember it that well. I just was it just fell flat for me. I was really disappointed. I wanted this week for her to launch herself into next week. And I thought that she missed an opportunity with this dance. I really do. Yeah. And I was rooting for her. I really like her and I care. I like her career and like what she's going to do.
Yeah.
And I know she's going to do great things after this. And I like seeing her confidence, but this just was not my favorite.
Yeah, I thought so too. Sorry.
For me, it was, definitely not one of my favorites. I did not like that outfit. That was like my second least favorite outfit on her of the season. I just didn't think it was.
They're
I don't
playing
know,
the violin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cello. She was a cello.
It fell flat, although it was on the same flat level for me as Bill this week. So it wasn't, like I felt like one of them pulled ahead or the other, but
Yeah.
it was disappointing compared to her first dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, for sure. I still stand by everything I said last week and this week about Leah. I don't think she should have gone home. So.
All right. Julz, what'd you see in studio?
I thought this one was. I thought it was kind of quite beautiful, actually. But maybe that's because also we were a little more connected from the package as well. I felt really connected with the dance with them, and they were both quite into it. And I noticed that, and I enjoyed that part of the whole thing. I thought they kept it quite tight, and they kept it very clean and neat. Technically, looked very beautiful and nice. Okay, the outfit, the cello, I'm not sure. I thought it was a nice little spin on it, something different. Hadn't quite seen so much of that before. Maybe looking for another idea. Again, it didn't just come out and be. It wasn't the most.
There was no sparkle.
Well, no, yeah, it didn't have the extra fairy dust that Corbin put over Karina. I mean,
Right. Yeah. She needed to blow some.
and again, I really, really wish they had came out and smashed it a
I
little
agree.
bit more because again,
agree.
I've loved to see her go through as well
I
because she
agree.
is growing and you can see her come through the
Yeah.
whole season
Right.
so
Yeah.
well. It was a little bit again. I was let down. I was let down again. But I did enjoy the parts of that performance.
I agree with them.
I like the idea, to be honest with you, and I actually like the dress. I don't know. I think she looks so good now.
Yeah.
Great.
She looks great.
To wear tan,
and
it was tan, right? Tan
it
and
was
stone.
tan,
so to wear
fully
tan, it's showing
stoned.
everything. I thought she looked
She
hot.
looked
I thought she
great.
looked good.
I mean, she looked sexy. It looked sexy, but not too sexy that it was inappropriate for her. And I did like the concept. It's the idea to me, the way I read it. It's like she's like a cello in the man's arms, and he plays her as he wishes,
Yeah.
which could have been extremely sexy and hot and but it kind of wasn't. So I love this.
It fell flat.
It was like fat-free ice cream.
But I don't get it because for someone who's such an amazing actress and she's got so much personality, I just never saw enough of that on the floor.
Yeah,
I think she felt very
Nervous.
flavor.
plain on the face. I'm not saying that she is, but I'm just saying I wanted to see a little more animation maybe through the face.
But she kind of knew it too. She felt it. She said, "I'm sorry, it's not my best week."
Yeah, she said that.
She said it like it was so.
Maybe the nerves
it
got the better of her.
sucked, I think for her, I know I'm not she knew this wasn't the best for her. I think a couple of weeks back she had a real breakthrough and even when she danced that quick step that
Quick
was
step,
so
yeah, that was
good.
awesome.
I think she knew she kind of reached it and she started just to maybe plateau and it was unfortunate, but I mean she is fantastic and she's gonna do great. So
Yeah, I think the nerves of even going into the finals, I'm sure everyone felt it and people deal with it differently too. And sometimes if you get in your head too much, it comes out in the dance floor. It comes out in your performance.
She might be just tired.
She possibly could be.
There's a lot of tired going around.
exhausted and kind of
This time of the season, of course.
yeah. It's
not a walk in the park.
that's already week 10. That's usually the finale. And they added that extra week. So I mean Corbin is how old?
12.
20, 25. 25
Same as Amber is like 21. I don't know how old she is.
I think they're on the 24,
right?
25.
And then, you know.
It helps.
That helps,
It helps.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's Bill is 56 years old. That's
Good for
amazing.
him.
I'm impressed
such a
because
good job.
I need a nap and he clearly doesn't. So that
He
is
just need ice on his groin.
that sounded like eyes, and she said
Do you want
ice.
to put that ice there? Or
Did anyone else hear ice? He said
Ice.
and I'm like eyes on his groin. Let me think.
Tired.
That was
Katie.
Bruno. That was Bruno with Max last night.
Yes,
That was eyes
yeah.
on
Oh, that was
eyes.
getting ridiculous.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, their score for the Argentine tango was 8.889. So look at that,
Okay.
Bruno giving a little 9,
Better
33.
for the sexy.
Encouragement score.
Encouragement score. We
Encouragement
haven't
nine
had one of those
score.
in a little while.
I know.
Corbin and Karina doing a pretty darn gorgeous rumba. Okay, what we do learn in the package, she studied with Debbie Allen.
I mean,
Hello.
She is one of the best dance schools for kids in Los Angeles,
Yes.
for people that don't know. And Miss Debbie Allen is a fantastic teacher,
And her
a
staff
legend,
too, yeah.
and her staff is great. So that was a little surprise. I didn't realize he had studied there.
yeah.
And
I mean, you mean
I
you
have no
didn't
idea.
realize he was like practically a trained dancer?
he is a trained
Completely a trained dancer.
He's a completely trained dancer.
Yeah, we've had.
I didn't realize how trained he was.
Yeah.
though. You know what I mean?
Can you not tell?
Did you see that
Very
little
trained.
video? That little video of him being a
Doing his
kid.
little-
Remember?
He came
doing
out. He
his-
came out of the womb tap dancing his way into bed. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
he's got it.
Here, go ahead. Sorry.
Remember, our executive producer said that he feels that Corbin could be a pro on the show. He's
That's
that
true.
good. Like
Yeah.
he's potentially
It
the
might
best
happen
now.
next season.
Yeah.
Let's start.
That could be a
rumor.
good twist.
Corbin joins the pros.
You know what I was really impressed from that package is that how actually smart the guy is. Like he was admitted
Yeah.
to Stanford. Like hello, gosh. I mean, and he chose to be an actor.
He's doing okay though.
He's doing great.
He's doing okay. He's
Good choice, brother. Good
and
choice.
Stanford probably will want him if he decides to go back to school. At
Oh,
a
yeah.
point.
That's true.
You
Yeah.
can always go back. Come on.
You can always go back to college. That's very, very
But this
true.
this dance for me, I completely related to him because I always have an issue with him. I feel like he's too
Fast.
glossy and Disney a little bit. A little bit like I just find him I just can't relate to him for some
Too
reason.
external.
Yeah. And too much like like with the audience, but like that was amazing. Like that was so good.
Wait. Hold on. Hold that thought. Jules, do that again. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that what you're not
I
sure
don't
about?
feel that way.
I know what you're talking
But
about.
you're
Yes.
not the only one. I've
No.
heard other fans say
Yes.
it.
I get
so.
it. I see what you mean, but it doesn't feel that way for me. You know how
I
it feels
agree, but
different. you know
I've
what I mean?
interviewed him several times, and he is one of the
No,
nicest
and I
guys
don't.
I've
I
ever
don't
met.
think that he's
Yeah.
fake or anything. But it just for me, I just don't relate to him.
It's glossy sometimes.
like
I
Queen
think.
Elizabeth.
But this was gorgeous. This dance was amazing. All the activation that he had from his back was just like, it was just everything. I was glad that his shirt was off, so people could really see what the dance is supposed to look
Yes,
like.
the lines
It was
were great.
gorgeous.
It's time. This was one of those times where you're like, the shirt off was a brilliant idea.
Appropriate.
Completely.
Yeah.
It was appropriate. Hey, it was sexy, man. It was sexy. It was probably one of the best rumbas done by a male celebrity in
Yeah.
17 seasons. I think he did fantastic. And he had beautiful footwork. Like he had this almost balletic footwork and arm styling, which I just loved it. It was such a great contrast to the routine before, too, which could have been like one of those
plan.
strategic
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
And it was just gorgeous. I was fully mesmerized by the movement and just the
It took me
lyricism.
into the place. Do you remember when Karina and Slavik did their rumba that, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Now,
there are a
it-
few moves from that routine.
Yeah, and also I think he had like the satin trousers which Slavik had, and I think she wore the blue satin.
I think Karina knows how she likes her men.
Yeah, I would
does.
agree.
In satin pants and no shirt on.
She does. So it kind of brought me back to that almost. I'm not saying he's Slavic, but like, that feeling you were
Yes.
involved. It was a small space. She
By
cut
the
the floor up.
way, it's a huge compliment because Slavik Krikliva is one of the
Best.
Latin dancers
In the world, yeah.
like in the last 20 years. He's a phenomenal dancer.
There's
if you
some
don't
great
know who he
YouTube
is, yeah,
videos.
go on YouTube
Yeah,
and
check him out.
Check him out.
He's a
He
legend.
also had some great guy liner going on last night.
Yeah.
Lots of guy
It worked very well.
These guys
What's up,
had all of the dancers. When I came to the party and Gleb came up and said hi to me, I'm like, dude, you have more makeup on yourself than on me. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, oh yeah, we did the masquerade number, and I was like, oh.
No one wiped off their guy.
No, they just all went to the party with the eye makeup on.
No one had a baby wipe.
I was just in a hurry. I was in a hurry, and I couldn't take off my makeup.
Yes, pretty much.
I get it.
He looked ridiculous last night.
Did you put on your guy liner before you went
I
in
felt
to
left
mix
out.
up?
I was like, oh, Jesus. Cool,
Carrie
yeah.
Ann, let me borrow yours. Hold on.
Your purse was probably underneath the judge's table. It's probably all good. 10, 10, 10, 10,
Yeah.
whatever. 40 you want. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Awesome.
Yes,
Awesome
it was
10.
great. That was a great number. Jack and Cheryl doing the Argentine tango. They were up next. This was right up Jack's alley. That was really fun to watch. Let's talk about your favorite dancing Teletubby.
I loved him. Oh, I'm so proud of him because this was like a serious. It wasn't as Teletubby as I'm used to seeing him. It was a slightly mature Teletubby, and like it was.
Like Popo.
Yeah, it was moving up. I mean, you got to give it to him again from watching that whole story and that whole package and watching the clips of how we remember him being 15, 16 and just being a mess, basically.
Literally.
An English imported mess. To where he's now is just so inspiring. If this is the point of the show to me and why we all love Jack and why he's just adorable is that you look at him and go, here's the guy who started here, and then went all the way here, and now he's just way out there as a person, as a human being. And this is what we all want. We all want to have that. It can happen. You can get out of it, and and now he's doing this awesome tango, and he's so suave and grabs Cheryl and
he looked so much in control. He looked so much in control, which I liked about that last night. That tango, he was using his body. He was looked like he was leading strongly. He knew what he was going to do, and he nailed it. Yeah. And again, with Cheryl, she put that together amazingly. I love the whole thing. I love the whole concept.
They have a great partnership, too.
Yeah.
She's doing so well with him. So happy.
Sometimes with his dances, I think that he's so worried about some of the steps. Sometimes that he's not connecting with her. But this whenever they started, and you couldn't even see their face, throughout most of the first part of the dance, the two of them were so together. It was, I haven't seen a dance like that in a long time on this show, and I was completely blown away by that. I watched it 3 times today.
It
was
connected.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think the week that I've had, or the last 2 weeks I've had, it's taken that emotional side and, to bring that into the dance. I think that they use that to their advantage.
Brings
massively.
a rawness or a realness to it.
I trusted the movement in him. I had no doubts, complete confidence. So
Yeah, and I think we all like his story. I mean, it's just
it's what Dancing with the Stars is about, is it not?
It really is. And you sit there and you look and you see his wife every week, and you see his mom and his dad or his sister, variations of many Osbournes, all sitting there. But I mean, it's the support. You feel it. It is genuine with the Osbourne family, as crazy and as colorful as they are. They're family. I like that. 10, 9, 9, 10. So
happy
Very
that he
well
got those
done.
It
things.
could have been all 10s. I don't know why, but
I think it could have been for him.
Yeah.
I mean, if
I
you're
don't see
judging
why
him
not,
against
but
himself versus other
Yeah.
people.
Exactly.
and he's grown since the beginning. That's what I love about him.
Absolutely.
He's one of them that's gone from raw to a dancer, basically. In the show, and I've loved that about him.
And that's the thing. You watch him and you don't expect this to come out of him.
Yeah.
And that's I think what blows us away every single week, and especially yesterday with his tango. You just don't expect that power come out of him and that charisma and that grace. So I think that's super cool, which is proves to anybody. It doesn't matter if you're tall or short and small or large or what your breast size is, whatever it is. If you just dance and put your heart and soul into it, it's beautiful. You're gonna be a beautiful person, beautiful dancer.
Oh my God, I had to stop.
No matter what.
I'm blowing up here, man.
The commitment is amazing.
Yeah.
Moving on to another committed dancer. Bill and Emma doing the Argentine tango. Or as I
love
like
that
to call
song.
this, the body stocking dance covering the naughty bits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boom. Good work, Emma, baby. Good work.
looked amazing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Yeah,
like,
she's had some of my favorite outfits.
She had fantastic
this
outfits
season.
the whole season.
She
Every
really
every
did.
outfit.
Every
Good for
outfit
her.
was great.
Yeah,
She's a
I love
super
the little
designer.
fringe coming
Yes.
from behind.
So
was
good.
hot.
A little bit in front too.
Yeah.
A little in
And
front,
Just a
behind.
little.
There was a little less character. We're so used to these big characters that she creates with the dance. It was kind of nice to see a little bit more of a deconstructed.
Intimate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that was important to show off at this point, this stage in the game, because he's not going to be Corbin. You know,
Yeah.
he's not even going to be Jack. So you have to do something a little bit different.
I call this tango an Argentine tango of Mr. Bean and the Bond girl.
Oh, it's very British.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is.
How it was. It's like if Mr. Bean in the movie would dance like an Argentine tango, and Emma would be like the MI6 agent. This would be like the partnership. This is how they would do it. Just saying.
It's an interesting interpretation.
Very interesting.
I'm glad that she got to show off the technical side that she has, because she is a phenomenal dancer, and I'm so happy that she's in the finals. It's her
Yeah.
first season, like that's
Yeah.
incredible. I got to interview her last season whenever no one was here but me and them, and I loved her. So I'm so happy that she's in the finals. But I thought this was really cool for Bill because it was so subdued, and you could tell that he was just like, I'm gonna let this be about the two of us, and like this is our moment dancing. And I thought that was nice that. They kind of forgot about the audience, and I liked the little footwork, the little passes through. It was nice to see the slow movement, but it was cute. I really enjoyed it.
And I do want to compliment him on his lift work. I think
The lift was super.
the lifts were great. The entrances and the exits of the lifts were
Smooth.
just smooth
Clean.
and safe, and she was able to do what she had to
Needed to
do,
do.
and she looked so seamless and just flawless in her movement. But that's because he was there and he was able to support her and help her out. So I'd give him props just for that, just for the lift. And he wore the tux really well, I have
He
to
looks
say.
handsome. He looks
did.
handsome. What do you think, Julz?
Yeah, I love the whole thing. Again, as soon as I saw her standing there, I thought, "Oh,
Yes.
this is the money."
He's
So-
like, Emma looked great.
That was,
No one was
no,
gonna
he
complain.
handled the whole thing really well, and like as we just said, with the lifts and everything, it just was a smooth sailing number, and it kept you I was involved. And I wanted to watch what's next. So how's he going to handle it? What's he going to do? Is he going to nail it? Is he not? But it was just like very clean. I loved it.
Suri.
Honestly, I don't remember it much, but not because it was bad or good. It was
Just
one of
didn't
the ones
resonate.
that didn't. Yeah, exactly. But everything you guys have been saying, I don't really disagree with. But
But can I
can't
say
really-
also, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry,
No.
but
Sorry, Suri.
the string piece and the singers last night when they did the unplugs, holy
Gorgeous.
mother of mercy, was so good. I love you guys. It was so nice, and I really enjoyed that part of the show actually.
Yeah.
Taking the song unplug, different versions. I was sitting there like tapping away, like wanting to get on the floor. It was really good, and I really enjoyed that part. Sorry.
That
that's
must have been
awesome. I
really
love it.
good for the studio audience. I think that's
Yeah.
probably something that we missed. We missed a little element of that, seeing it,
And-
sitting at home.
And Sexy and I Know It as that version. I was like, why wasn't that the version that was
Incredible.
released? Like,
It
that was
was
beautiful.
so cool.
So beautiful. Their score was 8,888 for a total of 32. 8,888. Yeah.
Fair.
But
Mm-hmm.
Carrie Anaba wrote today in her blog she thought she should have given him a 9. So
I kind of wish she would have gotten a 9 just for laughs and
Encouragement.
loves.
I think for him that this was something. Well, this was something different from him.
Yeah,
And I think that
it was very different from him. It was completely like the Bill that we've never seen before, which is good. Which I don't think they're gonna do next week. They're probably gonna go back to Crazy Bill because
they're going to have to. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
what the fans
She's
want.
got Viennese and she's got
the freestyle.
freestyle.
Yeah.
See what happens with the freestyle.
Yeah.
Amber and Derek doing the Viennese waltz. I have to say, I thought that this was nice to see a softer side of Amber that we have not seen all season. I feel like it's just been fierce and it's been powerful. It's been strong. So it was really nice to see something a little more elegant.
Yeah.
I loved that beginning where it lifted off of her and she kind of revealed it. It was just this whole like birth of a new Amber kind of. It was really cool. And what I liked about seeing Bill and then her, it was this softer side that showed the connection between the partners, not so much as like, I'm gonna kill this dance right now. I loved this
Like
dance.
him a song. I'm gonna kill this dance right now. Right now.
Yeah.
Thank you. I started a trend. I love it. And they use the space well, thank God. I was like,
Yes.
travel,
They did.
travel,
Thank
travel.
God.
I
Travel,
love it.
travel.
Well, you have to the Viennese if you don't. I mean, where are you going?
I know. Don't stay underneath yourself.
It's a waltz. We'll waltz around, waltz around, waltz
And the
around.
beginning, I love the beginning. Again, Derek, your clever little mother. He, you know, pulling you had the lights on. I mean, from the audience, it looked so cool, and all the smoke and everything. It reminded me of, I've seen Oksana in the middle before with the
Oksana did
purple.
that, and
kind
then
that was kind of
and
cool.
then
But I love the
Val
lights.
with Kelly Monaco.
I love the
in the
lights on it. It
Paso
was,
Doble.
it
Yeah,
was
I
so
agree
hot.
with you on that. I love that.
The lights
Nice
are
entrance.
great.
It was beautiful, and he's so clever with all that stuff. You know.
So-
She
for
is
sure.
just so good with musicality. The way she expresses music through her body, and it just grows from her heart and goes all the way through her chest, and her face lights up. It's like
Everything's
it's
involved.
like a breath. Yes,
Everything's involved in her performance.
I mean, she's a singer, so and she's an amazing singer. So she really feels the music,
Yeah.
and the way the girl interpreted that song. That I think she's Scandinavian, right? The singer.
Yeah,
Curly.
yeah.
Curly,
Jeez,
yeah.
Phenomenal,
yeah.
right? But the way
Wow.
the girl, the singer interpreted, it's like Amber was almost singing but with her body.
Yeah.
And that's just beautiful to see. Again, lovely. I do want to criticize her a little bit. I felt like there were a couple of places where her arm styling could have been a little more intricate, and I felt it was just, it was just stuck there the whole time. Like I wish they were a little bit more like going through the second and up and third and fourth and down, not just
A little more fluidity.
a little bit more complexity, because I think she can definitely handle it, and that would add another layer of expressiveness to the interpretation of the Viennese Waltz.
Suri, what do you think?
I'm with you on it all. My favorite part was what you were describing, the
skirt?
opening part.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't remember it as much either.
It's okay though.
I don't know if I like went to sleep last night. I don't know what happened.
No, but I mean, I think their jazz
Should you
was
leave
so
now? I mean, do you know the show?
No, I do.
But I think their jazz was so
Sorry.
dynamic too.
That's what stood out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, I love everything that Derek does.
I just like that it was a complete technical piece for her, because a lot of it,
Yes.
they infused kind of some hip hop stuff. This was just strict ballroom, and I
Yeah,
loved that.
yeah. A couple of
Yeah.
breaks of hold with some shadow stuff, but otherwise it was pretty strictly ballroom.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
refreshing to see, and I
Yeah.
think that was important. And you know, that's smart when you have two contrasting pieces like that to
Yeah.
show
Completely.
classical and then to show something a little bit more.
What does she have next week? Do we know?
We have
I
freestyle and
No, I didn't
we'll have to
find
find out.
Okay.
But we want to mention she got all 10s, so
Yeah.
she came
Yeah,
out the top of
beautiful
the
piece.
night.
Yeah.
You know, and then we get to the eliminations. You know, it was Leah's night to go, and you know, it's so interesting. I don't think any of us would have stood here. You were here with us for week one. I don't think any of us would have thought that it'd be Jack and Amber and Corbin and Bill
And
standing.
Bill. Yeah.
No one would have predicted that. Maybe Corbin and Amber, but I
Yeah.
think Elizabeth or Christina or
Yeah.
Snooki, we thought maybe
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
in the mix. And it's been an interesting season. It's really showing the difference between like it being a dance show with Corbin and Amber, and Jack. He's showing that, but also personalities and stories with Bill and Jack
Yeah.
coming
Right.
into play. It's
Yeah.
two different shows happening in
And
the
there's some
finale.
people talking about it like, you know, it should be judged on a dance show. It's a dance show. Well, come on, guys. From season one, it's about, you know,
It's a reality show.
It's a reality show, and it's about, you know, your fans as well. So it's every season you see these people stay and go,
Yeah.
depending. So you can't, you know, you've got to give them a little break, because, you know, and they've all put in 220% every single
If
week.
you want to
know?
see the dance show, I mean, then you should watch Dance. So you think you can dance?
True.
Or the professional numbers on Dancing with the Stars. If we're talking about watching celebrities, it's the celebrity factor and the fact that we want to know them and about them and their struggles and their stories, and that's what we connect to. I mean, if you want to really go see good dancing, go on YouTube and Google some professional or amateur world competitions, and then you'll see amazing dancing, or go and watch it, you know, live sometime in your city. That's good dancing. Most of the things that you see on Dancing with the Stars with Celebrity is good dancing for beginner dancers who happen to be celebrities.
Well said.
It is very well said on that.
Boom, nailed it.
Yeah.
But it still is a
Boom.
good show because it's entertaining and you just can't stop watching
People
it.
like it. It is now beating The Voice every week.
I know.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's
That's
incredible.
big news,
That's
you guys.
huge.
That's Bill, man. We all want to see what's going to happen next.
Bill.
But that's also proving that one night a week is working very well for
Yes.
ABC. Even though
Yeah.
we've, you know, Conrad Green did an article, or he did an interview this week talking about how he's even struggling with the way the voting is going and how things are happening. And and there's no easy answer on how to make it one show a week and to make the judging easier and to make the results easier.
But I'm glad that the final week they actually still gave the 2 days, because that's going to be the real sort of deal, right? That's when we need those freestyles. Like you said, everybody's waiting for the freestyle, and they have to do it that way. They have to give that night for people to vote for their favorite.
Especially this season. I feel like this season above any of them I honestly don't know who will win. And I think that's so cool, because usually there's always just like a front runner. You're like, well, they'll be first. And I wonder who's going to get second. You
What
know?
if it's Bill?
Thing is,
You never, like, you honestly
Could be.
never know. This season, you never know,
just
I
don't know.
think. Yeah.
I honestly could be anybody, because this is just my thoughts, my thoughts on judging and all of that stuff. I just think it's all producer controlled, so it literally could be anybody. I don't think it's up to the fans. So
it's
that's
an
my
interesting
opinion.
Season.
Till you're,
Well, and
till
you'll
you're
get
leave
the
it.
final four, and you go, okay, kind of interesting. And
Interesting.
good for
Yeah.
Amber for being the only lady standing
Yes.
this season. Last
Right.
season, Jacoby was the only male standing.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
It's true. It's a massive turnaround, which is nice to see, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. We'll get to a couple fan questions we have for Anna and for Julz. Yes. I'm going to start one from Catherine. This is for you. He wants to know, you've been working and watching all the pros this season. Which one would you say that you've seen dancing that has actually stopped you in your tracks, that you just makes them want you to watch them?
Which celebrity?
Yeah. Oh, which pro?
Which pro?
Is there anyone on?
I really like Val's dancing
Yeah.
and Karina. If I pick a male and female, I like Val and Karina's. I mean, I competed with Val as well, so we traveled a lot, so I really enjoy both their dancing, so for sure. And he shows a real competitive edge to what he does, and it's very masculine and strong, and I like it, and how he choreographs and mixes it. I like his style, so definitely.
Awesome. And Karina's been on fire this season too, so.
Yeah.
Like Max said, one of the best 5 girls in the world. You can't go wrong with Karina Smirnoff.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think we all agree with that. We had a really good question for Anna. Let me see if I can find it now. Let's see. This is from Jonathan. I like this. Would you like to have your child follow in your footsteps and go into ballroom dancing?
That's amazing.
Only if my child really, really loves it and really, really wants it. But
Good
I'm
mom.
not going to like force that baby.
Yeah, right.
No, I won't.
I'm joking.
I seriously won't, because it's a hard gig.
Well, no.
It's a hard gig,
Very.
and it has a certain longevity that's not very long. So, I mean, I want the best for my kid, and whatever she or he wants to do, they'll do, and I'll support them as long as it's, legal. I'll support them.
What?
I want to say I had a
Amazing.
dream the other night that she was having a girl. I don't know what you're
No
having, but I'm
way.
just
You know
letting
what?
you
You
know
know
it was
what?
on my brain.
People were telling me, like, I was just talking to Jack's wife yesterday, Lisa, right?
Yep.
And she said, well, did you dream about who you're having? And I did earlier on in my pregnancy. And she's like, that's usually who you're going to have. I'm not going to tell you.
All right. Well, I had a dream that you have a girl. I don't know what
Really?
my dream
I
is.
feel like it's a girl.
I feel a girl energy, yeah.
I feel a girl too.
Who knows?
Really?
All right,
I
this
feel
is-
twins.
Oh, don't.
She's not big enough to have
She's
twins.
so tiny. Did you
No.
see her in a bikini in Us Weekly? I did. She looks good.
That's not
Looking
twins.
Should have seen it last night in the shorts and heels.
Oh.
I did wear some sparkly shorts, yes, that I put on my heels.
Booty
My back was
shorts.
killing me later, though.
That was worth
So
it.
I had to go.
All right, this is for both of you, actually. It's from Costi Huff. I wonder where she got the Huff last name. Someone likes Derek. Okay, ratings have gone up this season. If you were one of the producers, what would you add, change, or keep the same for season 18? I like that.
Jeez.
Good question.
That is a good question.
I would keep the one night a week for sure.
Yep.
I
I
would.
think it's working.
The
I'd like to see a couple more acts come on, like guest stars.
Performers.
stars.
Like a
Performers,
share,
yeah.
like a.
Yeah,
Like it.
yeah. I
I think
enjoy that.
like the guest judges like Cher
And
or
guest
like
judges,
Celine
which is
Dion
cool.
or some people like that
Yeah,
that we are
that'd be
just
cool.
like Tina
You're the best dancer in the
Turner.
world.
Justin Timberlake,
Yeah,
couple of, like,
I
you
know, or like
Beyonce.
Usher,
Beyonce,
Oh.
Usher. Yeah,
I would
some
keep
of
my
these
pants
people.
people like
happen.
that, people who like actually are great performers as well as
Yeah.
Yeah,
singers.
you
That'd
can
be
do
great.
both. Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes sitting on the judging panel for performers, it's sometimes it's a hit or miss.
Yeah.
You just
I
never
agree
know.
with you, KB.
I'm not sure about the velvet red couches.
Yeah.
I would like the glitter pit to go away.
I like the
I
box
agree
up
with you on
there.
that. And I'm sure the pros would agree with
Yeah.
you.
I
on
don't
that
think
too.
anyone likes the glitter pit. The
I'm
sexy
not
bus
sure
stop,
about
whatever
the
it
bus
is.
stop.
That
Since
needs
we
to
have a
go.
bus stop, I think you can bust up out of here.
All right. Before we wrap up, I just want to mention to everyone that we are going to do a special show. We're not going to be on Tuesday night next week. It's going to be Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific time.
Yep.
Because everyone has holiday plans on top of it. So just make a note of that. Of course, it'll be archived on YouTube and on iTunes. So if you miss it, we've got it there for you. But if you want to watch it live, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, let's go to predictions.
What are we predicting? It's already the finale.
The winner.
Winners.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with Julz. Who do you think is going to win? He's like, don't pick me first.
I have a feeling it's Karina and Corbin.
Okay, Suri.
Karina and Corbin taking the win.
Amber and Derek.
Ooh, okay, I'm going to say Karina and Corbin. We haven't seen freestyle, but
I'd say Karina and Corbin.
all right, we'll see who wins. You know, sometimes that freestyle changes
And
everything.
you never know, Jack could come in there.
Or
He's got
Bill.
a great fan base.
Or
So.
Bill.
Bill's got an amazing
know.
fan base too. It's going to be an interesting week. Thank
Gonna
you
be a
guys
good
so much for
show.
joining us.
Yay.
All right, where can we
Thank
find you,
you.
Jake DuPree?
You can find me on Twitter at Jake_DuPree and on Instagram and Facebook at Jake DuPree.
Suri Serano.
At Suri Serano on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Julz.
At Julz Tocker on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and everywhere else.
And thank you for joining us. We sure
Yay.
appreciate that.
Yay.
Anna.
Oh, yeah.
At Trebunskaya on Twitter, Trebunskaya on Instagram, Anna Trebunskaya on Facebook and website.
And of course, I'm at Kristyn Burtt on Twitter and redcarpetcloset.tv. Thanks so much for joining us, you guys. We'll see you next Wednesday, 2 p.m. Pacific time.
Bye.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The hosts only do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.